Hello and Kia Ora from Auckland, New Zealand. Right now we are at Newmarket station, where we will be catching Auckland's commuter trains from. From Newmarket, we will be taking the Western Line to Britomart. In total, this trip will cover a distance of approximately 3.8 kilometers and will take about 9 minutes. A quick background on Newmarket Station. While Newmarket Station first opened in 1873, it was heavily renovated during the late 2000s. As for fares, you can use a single-use paper ticket or an AT-Hop card. In addition to the trains, the AT-Hop card is valid on all other forms of public transport in Auckland, which includes the buses and the ferries. Newmarket Station is the second busiest railway station in Auckland, only after Britomart. Today, Newmarket is served by 3 out of 4 lines of the Auckland Rail network. While we wait for the train to arrive, I decided to take the time to do a little bit of train spotting. Unfortunately, I got into a little bit of trouble with the station staff for filming in the station. The trains that operate on Auckland's commuter rail network are known as the New Zealand AM class and first entered service in 2014. This train type replaced the various diesel trains that became obsolete as Auckland electrified their rail network during the early to mid-2010s. And speaking of trains, our train for today's trip has arrived. So now it's time to board.
The next train arriving at platform 2 is a Western Line service to Britomart. This is a carriage train.
While we pull away from Newmarket Station, I'd like to give a quick background on Auckland's commuter rail network. Auckland's Suburban rail network consists of 4 lines. They are the Western Line, the Onehunga Line, the Eastern Line, and the Southern Line. However, the trains do not serve Auckland's North Shore, which is instead served by a busway.
The next station is Parnell.
The trains and the stations are owned by Auckland Transport, while the rails and related infrastructure is owned by Kiwi Rail. Trains on Auckland's commuter rail run on 1067mm track gauge, which is the primary track gauge used in New Zealand. As for the interior of the trains, I found it to be clean and decently spacious, and the legroom and seat comfort was also adequate for a commuter rail service as well.
We are now arriving at Parnell.
You might be wondering about the older looking building at the station. Well, it wasn't always at Parnell Station. That building used to be the main station building of Newmarket Station. As we approach Britomart Station, I'd like to give some final thoughts on Auckland's Suburban Rail. Overall, I found Auckland's commuter rail network to be surprisingly good. The frequencies were reasonable, and the trains and stations were well kept and clean. We are now finally approaching Britomart, which is the final destination of this trip. Located in Auckland CBD, Britomart serves as the terminus for all 4 lines of Auckland's suburban rail network, which includes the Western Line. However, trains on Auckland's commuter rail has been terminating at Britomart only since 2003, which is much more recent than many would have thought. Before that, trains on Auckland's commuter rail terminated at what is today known as the Strand station, which is considerably further away from the center of Auckland. When it first opened, the Britomart station used to be one of the few underground stations in the world that allowed for diesel trains. It is also the only underground station on Auckland's commuter rail network. However, diesel trains are now prohibited from Britomart station. Today, Britomart station is a dead end on the Auckland commuter rail network, but that will change with the CRL project, which will add 2 underground stations to the Auckland commuter rail network. A fun fact about the building: the station building used to be a post office. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, don't hesitate to hit the like button. And if you want to see more content like this, you can hit the subscribe button. Once again, I'm LeConte, signing out.